Hey guys, welcome back to the Watches and Giggles channel. This is your boy, Chris from Chicago. First off, as always, thanks so much for joining me today. I do really appreciate it. I mean that. I wanted to take a brief moment just to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed to the channel. I hit over 150 recently. I didn't realize, but I took a look today on my channel page and saw that, and that's really freaking cool. I'm not trying to make this a huge channel, but I do appreciate having a few select wonderful people with me, and I consider each and every one of you awesome, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you. In today's video, we're going to be discussing a collection update as I sold a watch. Yeah, I did a thing. Is that watch one of my Rolexes? Well, we're gonna find out shortly. But before we do, we'll see what I'm wearing. I have on I have on a Timex Q, and we're gonna call this the Ultra Diet Pepsi. I know Adrian from Bark and Jack just made a video on this thing, as well as the new Batman, shitting all over it. But you know what, for what it is, guys, it's, a $200 USD and American dollars watch. Does the bezel match the dial? No, it doesn't. Does it pull your arm hair like crazy? Yes, it absolutely does. But you know what? It has a charm about it, and I really like it. My wife will even wear this watch. And even on my huge wrist, you'll get a shot actually of my living room there a little bit, but it looks, it looks okay. It looks bad. So, you know what? If you're on the fence about it and you want something kind of quirky and just whatever that you don't have to care about, I actually say jump on it. It's not bad. As long as you don't have to pay a premium. Do not pay a premium for this thing. But it is kind of nice. I do like it. All right. Back to the main point. I'm getting a little distracted there by it. So yeah, so I did a thing. I sold one of my watches, and I'll get into which watch that is and why right now. So we'll take a look here. This is where I keep my heavy hitters. And is it one of my Rolexes? Hell no. As you can see, I still have my BLNR, Batman, Batgirl, whatever you want to call it, and the 50th anniversary Sea Dweller, which I love to death. If you've been with me since the beginning, first off, thank you. And secondly, you probably noticed that I haven't been wearing or talking about what was used to be sitting right here, which was an Omega Seamaster 41 millimeter ceramic dial, non-wave. Yeah. So I ended up selling that watch. Okay, why did I do that? Well, I have two new acquisitions coming in shortly. One is a Rolex Explorer, or Explorer 1 as we call it, which should be coming, I believe, end of March, early April, which I'm over the moon about it. And just recently, I was finally able, after all the hoops and crap I had to deal with, put a deposit down. And I actually think I'll get the watch this time because I paid for it in full at the AD that I've been buying watches from, and it's the Tudor GMT. So yeah, so I have two new pieces on the way. And you know what, guys? I'd like to say I'm a multi-millionaire, but I'm not. So I had to let that piece go. I definitely wasn't letting go one of these. You would have to cut off my arm and do a whole bunch of things. And a lot of things wrong in my life would have to go completely horribly wrong for me to let one of those go. Those have been dream pieces for me, as I've been a Rolex fanboy pretty much my whole life because of my father. He had Rolexes, and I always aspired to own them when I could. Unfortunately, not to get too sappy, he passed on in 2009. So for me, every time I look at a Rolex on my wrist, it reminds me of him and the small success, that I've had in my life, finally being able to buy one of those watches. So yeah, so why did the Omega Seamaster go? I have some more shitters, I should say, that I could have sold, but that really isn't going to make up or give me the money that I need to purchase any of these new acquisitions. So the Omega Seamaster non-wave dial ceramic 41 millimeter watch was the watch that went. So tell you what I bought it for. Purchased it for $2,400 American and actually sold it for $2,750. So not a huge profit, but I didn't take a loss. Made a little money on it and really enjoyed the watch. There was a few things that annoyed me about the watch, which I'll get into, but overall I think it's a magnificent watch, and if you're on the fence for one, I think you should definitely grab it. But quickly I'll go over the little negative issues about it. So if you like, superb bezel action, like a Rolex, if you can hear that click, each and every one. The Omega Seamaster does not have a satisfying bezel rotation. It's actually quite poor for almost a $5,000 American USD watch. Yeah, it's not satisfying at all. I didn't really enjoy it. So bezel action, not good. Bracelet, as most of you know, does not taper, and the edges are a little sharp to me. Yeah, it definitely kind of digs in at the skin sometimes and kind of annoying. But other than that, I think the watch is amazing. The dial on it, that blue, is stupendous. I had the blue version of it. And if you can get by the bracelet or put it on a NATO and you don't mind the bezel action, I kind of like to fidget with, the bezel. This one has a horrible bezel action. It's just smooth. It doesn't feel anything. But I like to play with it throughout the day when I'm wearing my Rolexes, and it is kind of enjoyable to use. That one, not so much. But it did work fine. There was no, playback in it. It stood in the position it was supposed to be. But yeah, those are the reasons why I let it go, along with the two new acquisitions that I have coming in. Real quickly, one of the people that have newly subscribed to my channel asked about watch rotation. Yeah, and how I wear my watches. Well, for the most part, I don't really wear shitters a lot. Throughout the week, I really rotate or ping pong back and forth between the BLNR and the 50th anniversary. I do not have to wear a suit every day, so I pretty much just go back and forth every day and wear one of those watches for the most part. And then when I'm at home, sometimes I'll put on a shitter. And you'll ask, well, Chris, what the hell? How do you miss any of those watches? Well, for me, I miss one of my Rolexes as soon as it leaves my wrist. So as soon as I'm wearing one, I can't wait to get another one back on my wrist. But, that's just me. Other people, wear them by the week or by the month or whatever, and maybe I'll do that. But for right now, that's what I do. Now, when I get my Explorer and my Tudor GMT, I'm sure that'll change, and I will update you guys on how that's going. But for right now, that's about it. So guys, that's going to conclude this video. Just a quick little collection update and what I sold to make room for two pieces coming in. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care.